with the Olympics being over, is there any way to have discussions about curling, or is it dead for 4 more years?
Boy, curling does have that rush every 4 years. And I remember I tried curling when I first moved here. We both know Rick Hadley,
Yep.
and Sean Chastain and Mark Davis. They had a curling club.
This is part two of our interview with Alan Scaia, the #1 radio reporter in Texas, as named by the Texas Association of Broadcasters. In our first edition, he spoke about the news business and covering major events such as the recent IndyCar Grand Prix in Arlington. Today, he'll reveal some of the secrets of the Mensa Society, the brainiacs who are so brilliant, and what makes a solid news story. And now, here's a special friend.
So now, please welcome the official, non-official, non-sponsor of the Savannah Bananas, but a big fan. Please welcome John Fletcher.
Well, thank you, my friend Jesse Cole, owner of the Savannah Bananas, and welcome to this week's edition of 15 on Fridays with Fletch. You've heard our guest on the Dallas-Fort Worth area radio with KRLD, and before that, WBAP. Before that, in Houston on KTRH, and before that, in Portland, Oregon, and Hermiston, Oregon, wherever Hermiston is. He's been named the best reporter in Texas twice, and his website, alanscaia.com, shows him interviewing Chewbacca from Star Wars fame. He's also received 5 Edward R. Murrow Awards, which is the highest honor a broadcast reporter can receive. He's a member of Mensa, the organization for the world's most intelligent people, which has led him to ask thought-provoking questions that other reporters might be afraid to ask, or they might not even have thought to ask the question. He goes above and beyond what you'd expect from a reporter, which has led him to create his own podcast, The Texas Correspondent. Please welcome the #1 radio reporter in Texas, my good friend, Alan Scaia. Alan, how are you doing today?
I feel like I'm under a lot of pressure. Like hearing that whole rundown, that feels like a lot of pressure now.
Hey, don't worry about it. You've had more. Think of this as being like your World Series. There you go.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Well,
I will tell you, like a colleague of mine, Eric Bushman. So I was best reporter a few years back, but one of my coworkers, Eric Bushman, he's one of the finalists for this year. So anyone who's got a vote for him.
So what does it mean to you that the Texas Association of Broadcasters named you the best reporter in Texas, not just the first time, but the second time?
I think it means the Texas Association of Broadcasters has low standards.
No.
And I say that having told you Bushman is a finalist this year. So I don't but no, it's like I don't mean to rag on it. It's like the serious answer is I think it's like when I won it, they had me do a Zoom so that they could send it out to journalism students. And I said, like one of the things that I think is interesting is that's important is you treat every story like it's important. Not just, like I've had editors before who's like, just knock this thing out. Don't spend a lot of we just need to make the needles move and stay on the air. If you do a story, treat it like it's important because it is important to the person you're talking to.
Oh yeah.
It's not just another story for them. It's it's important for them. It's important. They're going to remember it. And so treat every story like it's the top story. Don't say, oh, that's going to be way down in the newscast. So just do it halfway. It's like, no, you do it the whole way.
Well, I think you're right. So tell us something that might surprise us about our viewers, about you.
I have won a hot dog eating contest before. It was back in high school. But no, it's so the Mensa thing, this is interesting. So and very well, I was in a bad car crash about 12 years ago. And I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what year it was for a good long while. And John, I understand, like my family tells me you played into it too, where it's like we've worked with the James L. West Center before.
Right.
They said it's like, if someone with dementia doesn't know where they are, don't try to correct them. It'll just make them aggravated. And my family was like, yeah, you came in and John came in and you thought you were in Ohio and you're like, what are you doing in Ohio, man? And you didn't say, no, we're in Texas. You said, so what should I check out while I'm visiting? you know. So it's like, yeah, like you played into it right there. But when I came, I'm sorry. So when I came out of that, I told some of the Mensa guys, I said, hearing the way I behaved, and like a couple of them came to visit, when I was in the hospital, um, and I said, I don't think I should be in Mensa anymore. Hearing some of the stuff I did, it's like, no, man, once you pass the test, you're in. Like if you pass an IQ test ever, you're in the group. And so I think that's the important thing is, it's like I can say I'm a genius, but it's like, now we're just, there's nothing special about people in Mensa.
Well, so what is the IQ score that somebody has to reach to be invited for Mensa?
Top 2%.
Okay.
Oh, and so that's my connection to Mensa is actually related to journalism too, because Mensa's annual gathering, their big national convention was in Fort Worth, 2013 or 2014, I think 2013. And I went there to cover it as a news story because I think now they're based in Hearst. They used to be based in Arlington. Their headquarters was. And I went to go interview a couple of members, and then interviewed like a Mensa office person. And while I was doing the interview, and they gave me like a young person to interview too, like a teenager who was in Mensa. And the coordinator, she said, "Have you ever taken an IQ test? Because you're asking a lot of questions that indicate you might fit in with our group." And I said, "No, I just thought I was listening to what the kid was saying." Because the kid was saying, like, they don't always fit in that well. They don't always, they don't necessarily, they may not be a good student because their attention gets diverted easily because they already know, like they already figured out whatever the teacher is trying to teach them. And so they just sort of start, their mind wanders and they don't do homework. And in my case, I was a bit of a rabble rouser in high school. I know, no, it's true. It's true. I know you can't believe it, but, and so she's
I do.
like, where she's like, we're giving an IQ test this weekend, and media, you can take it for free. I was like, well, the price is right. So I went in, just took it, and then a couple weeks, and I didn't think much of it. And then a couple weeks later, like, hey, you want to join? It's like, no, okay.
Well, so what is the score that you had to reach to be the top 2%?
I don't know. Like, I don't know what my IQ is. I just know it's whatever counts as top 2%. I know, isn't 100 like the baseline, or 100 is like the midpoint, and then it's like a bell curve where it's, I think that's it. So like 100 is normal. And so anything above 100 would be gifted, and whatever is the top 2% is Scaia.
Yeah, well, there's the TV show Scorpion, and they were all geniuses, and they were talking about, one of them said he had a 168 IQ or whatever, and so if that's the number that kind of gets you up there, I'm about 130 too low, and so I fit under, just lucky to be there. And so tell us something else that would be good for us to know. So what else would you like to share with us?
I don't know. I would say, there's a lot of distrust of media right now. And I can tell you, like, the individual reporters, we feel it too. And so that's one of the reasons I had to get out. Is like, I couldn't just keep going in day to day, doing stuff that it's not fake news. It's not like we're making things up, but I think, because we do need to promote ourselves, we do need to promote the product that we're doing. And so sometimes it's, hey, we're live, we're on the scene. But sometimes that gets blown out of proportion. So it's, it's not as though we are lying to you. It's that we're trying to play it up to scare people. But if you get beyond the emotion of it, and like the individual reporters, most of the individual reporters I know are dedicated to the craft. And so, yeah, they want to be the one when there is a severe storm coming to say, okay, this is serious, but listen to me and we'll get through it. Like if you live in this place, you need to take cover now. And yeah.
Well, I think that's important. And so going back to your podcast, so tell us, what is your long-term goal? You're starting up again, and how long will you do this? I know you do it more in a season type format. So how many sessions will there be, and when will we be able to see you join back again?
So you can go to texascorrespondent.com, and I blog there too. So, this is my whimsy is up there. That's always being updated. But the podcast is going to return next week. And so, yeah, next week we're going to be taking a look at some of the spring sports. Volleyball, billiards. Major League Billiards is having a competition here in DFW. And so, like, sports that you may not think about being the big sports, like, I think it's interesting to take a look deeper into those sports and finding their fan base and what sets them apart. It was like when I was doing the billiards interview, he said it's like this may not be a sport where you have to be able to run 10 miles, but you do need to have a knowledge of geometry and of physics, because not just how you're going to hit a ball at an angle to try to get it to go in the pocket, but you need to know where to hit the cue ball so that it'll give you the spin you want for your next shot and land where you want it to for the next shot. And so, yeah, the intricacies of some of these sports, it's not just about being a sports fan. There's other things you can tell about it.
Well, so now with the Olympics being over, is there any way to have discussions about curling, or is it dead for 4 more years?
Boy, curling does have that rush every 4 years. And I remember I tried curling when I first moved here. We both know Rick Hadley.
Yep.
And Sean Chastain and Mark Davis. They had a curling club here in DFW, and they did an open house during the Olympics my first Olympics year would have been 2010. And so I went, and yeah, like they showed me how to do it and like how to scoot down the ice. And man, I can tell you, like when they had the open house, they had it at one of the Dr. Pepper Star Centers, I think the one up in Frisco. They had a line of people all the way around the rink lined up to get their one shot to try curling. It's like curling blows up every 4 years, and then it's like it goes away. No one remembers it. And then in another 4 years, there's going to be that race on curling. But it's such an enjoyable – it is a sport. Like there is – same as with billiards. Like there is geometry involved. You have to know where you're going and what velocity and what to do. But it's not as intense as like gymnastics or ice hockey. It's like at the end, what did they say? Like at the end, the loser buys the beer. That's the
Well, that's a good way to put it. Well, Alan, thank you so much for joining us today. This was wonderful, and we will have you back again because this has been so enlightening. And now that I know I'm only 130 points away from being a Mensa member, and hopefully you can get me in, I can go have dinner with you and the group at Jay Gilligan's the next time that y'all have your meeting.
hot dog eating champion too.
Hot dog eating champion as well. So thank you so much, and we look forward to having you back again. Thank you to Alan Scaia, the Texas Association of Broadcasters Reporter of the Year for the second time, and also a world-class champion hot dog eating contestant. So we look forward to seeing you again soon. So thanks for joining us for 15 on Fridays with Fletch.